Holy shit. The day I returned to my home country, the plane exploded. I just put on my parachute. A frail woman who looked like a porcelain doll suddenly rushed over to me and ripped my parachute pack off. What the hell? I roared and was about to argue with her, but she suddenly pressed herself against me. Her soft lips pressed onto mine. Damn, I dated my girlfriend for 7 years, and I never even got a taste of her lipstick. But this woman looked like she wanted to eat me alive. Holy shit, where are your hands going? Think you can do whatever you want just because you're pretty. Just when I was furious and about to push her away, several tall, buff men walked over. They scanned the area a few times. She's not here? No parachute? She definitely won't dare jump randomly. Besides, she's badly injured. She must be hiding among the passengers. Let's keep looking. I watched them search for a while, then left aggressively. I was a little flustered. Right then, another group of people came over. I saw one of their hands tucked inside their clothes. Do they have a gun under there? Suddenly, a pair of harsh eyes landed on me. That guy glanced at me. Just a couple facing life and death, that's all. No threat to us. The woman's back is blocked by the parachute, which perfectly hides her identity. She must have hidden somewhere else. If we mess up this time, the higher-ups will never let it go. Looks like we have to step up our game. Don't let those Black Dragon Society guys find her first. I listened to their conversation and thought, the passengers on this plane are so weird. Who are they all looking for? And this woman is still taking advantage of me. Thinking about how this girl was still violating my space, I raised my hand to push her away. But the woman grabbed my wrist and guided my hand to her waist. Hey, who are you? Stay away from me. The plane's gonna crash soon. Did you hear me? The spy leader suddenly stopped walking and looked back at me. Boss. Huh. We don't have much time left. We gotta get out of here fast. What are you looking at? He followed the boss's gaze and looked at me. That's when I realized they weren't looking at me. They were looking at this mysterious woman in front of me. Oh no, we got their attention. Right then, the man called the boss took a pistol out of his pocket and pulled the trigger quickly. The woman threw a blanket at them behind her back, then pulled me and jumped off the plane. It was so fast it was shocking. The parachute opened in the air, and we both floated in the air immediately, putting a moderate distance between us and the plane. That's her! She escaped! Shoot now! Bang! 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 Gunshots echoed in the air. Seeing our parachute flying further and further away, the man called the boss roared unwillingly. Chase them. Several guys quickly put on their parachutes and jumped off. I never would have thought that I'd get caught up in this mess for no reason. What the hell is this woman's identity? She's being chased by different gangs. What's her background anyway? I just wanted to question this woman, but I saw her eyelids slowly closing. The hand holding my waist loosened weakly, and she passed out completely. Hey, don't fall asleep. I was scared out of my wits and held her tighter. Did you faint from fear? Hey. Oh no, the earlier shot damaged the parachute. The woman was already unconscious. I murmured in my head, oh my God, please. We're not gonna die falling here, are we? The open sea is right below us. I prayed in my heart that this parachute could hold on a little longer. I don't want to die. I really don't want to die here this soon and end my life in such a ridiculous way. This is not how I want it to end. But the parachute was falling down extremely fast. I've lived for over 20 years. I never knew I could be this unlucky. How did all this crap happen to me today? Before I could think too much, splash. We both fell hard into the sea, making a huge splash. I wasn't prepared and swallowed a few mouthfuls of water. I floated up to the surface, gasping for air in discomfort. Luckily, I know how to swim. I would have died here today for sure. I flailed around on the sea surface a few times. I finally managed to calm myself down. A large patch of blood had spread across the sea surface. It looked like someone spilled a bucket of red dye, spreading in the sea in wave after wave of horrifying bright red. Wait a minute. Where did all this blood come from? I scanned my surroundings. That woman was nowhere to be seen. Oh no, those guys earlier said she was injured. Could all this blood be from her? This woman is definitely no ordinary person. Those guys could catch up any minute. If I get involved in this mess, I'm definitely gonna get in huge trouble. But if I leave her to die, she'll definitely drown for sure. These two thoughts were fighting inside my head. Finally, I shut my eyes in frustration and dove back into the sea. I quickly spotted where she was in the water, found her. I swam towards her. I used every last bit of my strength to drag her to shore. I had no idea where I was, judging by the fishing nets hanging outside every house. This must be a fishing village. My eyes quickly landed on one of the houses. It was the closest and easiest to reach. I decided to go ask this family for help. I'll be right back to get you. I set the woman down on the ground, not caring if she could hear me or not. I ran to the door alone and knocked. Hello, is anyone home? I need help. Hello, anybody here? Please open the door. Not long after, the wooden door creaked open, revealing a kind face. The woman looked a little confused. Can I help you? Hi, the plane I was on crashed. Someone fell into the sea, and they're badly injured. I need your help, please. The woman was a little surprised, and looked over at the figure lying on the shore. She yelled into the house. Honey, come out quick, we need to help someone. The fisherman walked out in a few quick steps, and carried the woman inside without a word. Sir, your wife is badly hurt. This looks like a gunshot wound. Yeah, we got hijacked on the plane earlier. They not only stole all our stuff, but also shot at us a few times. The fisherman slapped his thigh angrily. What a world, wait a second. I have some good ancestral medicine here, no matter how bad the wound is. As long as you apply this, it'll be fine by tomorrow, I promise. That's amazing. This is the first time I've ever heard of medicine like that, the woman said with a smile. His family has been fishing for generations. Last time, a big fish bit his arm. A whole chunk of flesh came off. After he applied this medicine, it healed perfectly. Really? I felt a little creeped out listening to that. The woman brought over a basin of water. You first clean your wife's wounds. We'll apply the medicine later. I looked over at the woman. She had both arms wrapped around my waist and nuzzled her head against my chest, like she was holding onto a solid support. She was sound asleep. Are you kidding me right now? This woman is still taking advantage of me. Wasn't she passed out? How can she still be pulling moves like this? My opinion of her got even worse. Your wife really seems to adore you. Even when she's hurt, she won't let go of you.
Youth is such a wonderful thing.
Back in my day, we were even shy to hold hands. Sorry, that's embarrassing. I put on a polite smile, but inside I was absolutely furious at this shameless woman. She's hurt this bad, and she still can't behave herself. The woman was just about to tease the young couple when her eyes landed on the woman's face. She froze for a second. I saw how surprised she looked and thought, is this woman some kind of big shot? Even people in Xiaoshan village know her. Ma'am, do you know who she is? The woman thought for a moment and mumbled to herself, she looks familiar. I think I've seen her somewhere before. I was shocked. Could she be one of those most wanted criminals they show on TV? Or maybe someone who's supposed to be held in a detention facility? Judging by how people were chasing her earlier, she's pissed off at least 2 groups of people. Ma'am, please think harder. Where did you see her? This is a matter of life and death for me. If she's a high-risk person, I will contact the competent authorities right away, and will never cover up any wrongdoings. The lady shook her head. I can't remember. Judging by your outfits, you must be from the city, right? You two look so handsome and pretty. You must be a celebrity couple. Oh, please, you're flattering us way too much. There's no celebrity as messy as we are right now. Young man, apply this medicinal powder on her. Dinner will be ready soon. I'll send my old lady to call you. Thank you so much. Sorry for troubling you. No trouble at all, no trouble. I watched them close the door and leave. Then I turned to look at the woman and flicked her on the forehead. The woman let out a soft whimper. It seemed like I hit her sore spot. Her delicate eyebrows furrowed slightly. I saw dark blood stains on her body, and fresh blood kept gushing out from her chest. Even though I was really reluctant, I still helped her take off her top. It's not for any other reason. I just don't want her to die here and make this whole thing a big mess. After I finished wiping her upper body, the whole basin of water was already filthy. I poured out the dirty water and went outside to get a new basin of hot water. I was just about to wipe her lower body. When my fingers reached her pants, I hesitated. Forget it, I'll just give it a quick wipe. There's nothing to be scared of anyway. But these pants are so tight. How am I supposed to take them off? I struggled to figure it out for quite a while. A cold, clear voice suddenly sounded. What are you doing? I jumped in fright. The woman grabbed my collar and pulled me right in front of her. I accidentally pressed on her wound off guard. Sorry. Did I hurt you? I didn't mean to. I quickly stood up. Don't get me wrong. I just wanted to wipe your body, to make it easier to apply the medicine. Looking at the look in her eyes, she probably misunderstood something. I continued explaining. I couldn't undo any of your buttons. In the woman's bright eyes, an unreadable smile suddenly appeared. What do you want to see after undoing them? That smile gave me the creeps. Don't tell me you think I have a crush on you. I already have a girlfriend. I would never have any improper thoughts about you. A guy who can't even take off pants actually has a girlfriend. What's wrong with the world? I got flustered and angry. You think couples have to help each other take off clothes? My girlfriend and I are totally innocent. We haven't done anything like that. I can tell. Huh. On the plane. Your kiss was totally messy and terrible. Anyone can tell you've never kissed anyone before. I would have been fine if she didn't bring that up. Now I'm even angrier. I've saved my first kiss for so many years, just to give it to my girlfriend on our wedding night, so we can give each other our most complete selves. Who knew this woman would steal it for no reason? I don't need your opinion. I threw the medicine at her angrily. She smiled slightly. Aren't you gonna help me? Weren't you trying to look at me just now? Why did you turn away? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You should know not every man gets the honor to see my body. My girlfriend is way better than you. I'd rather look at her than you. This was the first time the woman heard someone was better than her. Looking at me hopping mad, she couldn't help but curve her lips into a faint smile. She slowly moved a little closer to me, raised her hand and tugged gently at my sleeve. She was about to tease me, but before she could say anything, I saw she lost her balance and was about to fall off the bed. Watch out. I immediately tried to catch her, the next second. Ah! Her soft lips pressed against mine without warning. I froze completely. I stayed stunned for a few seconds. I pushed the woman away angrily. What is wrong with you? Why are you acting like a pervert? The woman said proudly, like a cat that stole the cream. You came to me on your own. If you didn't almost fall off the bed, why would I come over to you? I've never met such a bold woman before. Amusement flickered in the woman's eyes. It seemed like the angrier I got, the funnier she found it. If you feel like you got the short end of the stick, you can kiss me back if you want. I pressed my thin lips together. Give me your phone. What do you need? I looked at the woman. I was secretly guessing who she was. I had a feeling she was bad news. She looked like a fugitive. Just then, there was a knock on the door. Young man, dinner's ready. Oh, your girl's awake, I protested in my head. She's so not my girl. But I spoke politely out loud. We'll be right there. Sorry for giving you so much trouble. We really appreciate your help. The woman spoke up on purpose. You haven't put medicine on my wound yet. Like she wanted the person outside to hear. I turned around and glared at her. My look was basically saying, You're not disabled. Can't you do it yourself? Young man, what's taken so long? You haven't tended to your girl's wound yet. Hurry up, you don't want it to get infected. Remember to disinfect her wound with hydrogen peroxide first, then put the medicinal powder on it. I'll leave you two alone for now. Come out to eat once you're done with the medicine. Then she closed the door and left. I shot the woman a fierce look. The woman nodded with a smile. She seemed pretty happy with how that went. I was so mad I was grinding my teeth. I poured half the bottle of hydrogen peroxide on her wound. It caused a slight burning sensation, but the woman only let out a soft whimper. This woman's pretty tough, huh? After I finished disinfecting her wound, I sprinkled the medicinal powder on it. Then I wrapped it gently with white bandage a few times. Once I was done with all that, the two of us walked out of the room one after the other. In the dining room, the fisherman and his wife were sitting at the table, waiting hungrily for us. They greeted us warmly the second we walked out. Hey, little girl, you feeling better? Come over, take a seat. Dinner's ready, the fisherman said with a smile. We don't have much to offer you. Just some simple home cooking.
Hope you don't mind.
Thank you so much, we've already caused you too much trouble. I knew she was always rude, so I just said the thanks on her behalf. After I sat down, the woman just stood there not moving. Her eyes scanned the small tile-roofed house around her. What is this place? The moment she spoke, she had an aura of superiority over everyone else. The wife didn't dare to hold back her response. She introduced warmly. This is Fool's Village. It's on the border of Nancheng. Nancheng? I've heard of that place. It's about a 10-hour drive from Dongcheng. Give me my phone, I need my phone. We don't have cell phones here. There's a telephone in the town. Tomorrow I'll have my husband take you there. It's only 2 hours away. There are no other communication devices nearby. We've been fishing here for generations. We barely keep in touch with the outside world. I thought she was being super rude. I tugged on her sleeve. Signaling her to sit down, the woman didn't resist. She just sat down next to me. There was a whole fish on the table, and a pot of fish soup. A few bowls of rice were served in rough handmade bowls. Even the chopsticks and bowls looked chipped around the edges, but they were very clean. They must have been used for over 10 years. The woman suddenly lost her appetite. Little girl, why aren't you eating? Come on, eat while it's hot. The wife greeted her. She picked up a piece of fish to give to her, but the woman stopped her immediately. No, don't. The wife's hand froze in midair. She didn't expect her kindness to be rejected like that. I hurried to smooth things over. She means she can serve herself. You go ahead and eat first. I'll get food for her. Then I took the piece of fish from her chopsticks and put it nicely into her bowl. Then I picked up a piece of fishtail for the woman. Let's see you be picky now. It's full of fish bones. You can pick them out slowly. I suddenly felt a satisfying little thrill of revenge. Of course the woman could tell what I was thinking. This guy is so biased. He deliberately gave me the fishtail with the most bones and gave the meatiest parts to the old couple. After seeing that, the woman wasn't angry at all. She even curled up the corners of her mouth into a small smile. Aren't you the one who always picks out the fish bones for me at home? I only eat fish that you've deboned. I was grinding my teeth in anger. But since the old couple was there, I had to force down my anger. I forced a smile and said, You're all grown up now. Stop being silly, just eat. Aren't you gonna feed me? As soon as those words came out, the two elders who were about to pick up their chopsticks froze right there. Or are you saying, we need to ask irrelevant people to leave first? Irrelevant people. I almost spat out a mouthful of blood in shock. Come on, this is their house. You're the one who's irrelevant here, okay? Where on earth does this innate sense of superiority and this stuck-up attitude even come from? The woman pressed down on my bowl. She looked at me with obvious amusement. You want me to feed you that bad, huh? Want soup or rice first? I was so mad I couldn't get a word out through gritted teeth. Just eat however you normally do, same as you usually would. Don't worry about us at all. The old lady finally cut in awkwardly to smooth things over. I was just about to explain that's not what I meant, when the woman spoke up before I could. We usually feed each other mouth to mouth at home. The fisherman choked and spat out a mouthful of rice. Cough, cough, cough! Dad, are you okay? The old lady hurried to pat his back. You were eating just fine. What's gotten into you? While they weren't looking at us, I whispered furiously. That's enough. The woman still looked totally amused. Like her expression was saying, either you feed me, or I feed you. I finally lost my patience entirely. I grabbed the woman's bowl and shoveled fish, including the bones, right into her mouth. I said through gritted teeth. You love eating fish bones at home, right? Don't be shy here. They won't think you're a weirdo. Come on, have some more. I basically shoved all my anger right into her mouth with the food. The two elders' eyes almost popped out of their heads. There are people who like eating fish bones these days. Don't worry, ma'am. Her digestive system is super strong. Even if she ate this whole bowl, she'd be able to digest it no problem. I fed her another bite out of spite. The woman didn't get mad at all. She just looked at me and smiled. To anyone watching, we looked like a couple that had been deeply in love for years. Totally head over heels for each other. Just when I thought I'd won this round, the woman suddenly leaned over and passed the fish meat from her mouth into mine. My eyes flew wide open and it took me a few seconds to process what just happened. Did she really just feed me the food she was chewing? I suddenly felt like throwing up, but she pressed her lips hard against mine, forcing me to swallow the food. The two people next to us were totally stunned. This feeding method was so intimate. They'd never seen anything like it. Have we been out of touch with the world for too long? Are young people this open these days? I couldn't breathe from the kiss already. So I swallowed the food on instinct. My first thought was to get ready for a fishbone to get stuck in my throat. But after I swallowed it, there was no fishbone scratching my throat at all. I looked at the woman in shock. The woman picked up the rough paper towel next to her and spat out the fishbone from her mouth onto it. Her movements were so elegant. I couldn't believe how she did that. The woman finally spoke, like she was cutting me a break. Are you gonna eat by yourself? Or do you want me to feed you? I grabbed my chopsticks right away. I'll eat by myself. I didn't look at her again, and started shoveling food into my mouth as fast as I could. The woman stopped messing with me, and unabashedly picked up a big piece of fish belly for me, and picked out all the bones first. Eat slowly, she said. Like a parent scolding their kid for eating too fast. I wanted to eat even faster, actually. As fast as humanly possible, just to get away from this little devil. That meal was absolute torture from start to finish. The old lady opened a chest and took out some plain coarse clothes she'd kept for years. Young man, you two haven't washed up yet, right? These are the clothes my husband and I wore when we got married. If you don't mind the style, you can have them. The bathwater's already ready. It's in that room over there. I hesitated, not daring to take them. Oh, I couldn't take these. That's too kind of you. These are your wedding clothes with Uncle. I can't fit into them anymore anyway. They're just sitting here as a memento. We don't have any nicer clothes here, I'm afraid. I hope you don't think they're too bad. The old lady warmly stuffed the clothes into my hands. I couldn't say no. So I took them, then the woman suddenly blurted out, "Fangzi, these clothes don't fit you." I couldn't help but shoot back. None of your business. Then get me a nice set in exchange. Okay, I didn't expect her to agree that readily. I made an outrageous demand, including food costs, medical costs, and book fees for tonight. You have to pay me 10 times the amount for all of them. 10 times, the woman just answered calmly. Sure. No normal person would pay 10 times the regular price for all these costs tonight, because it's really not worth that much. But what caught me off guard was that, wait, is this woman out of her mind? Normal people would have ignored me the second they heard 10 times. There's no way they'd agree that easily. Can you give me the phone now? The woman looked me straight in the eye, like she could see right through me. I covered my pocket with my hand and stared at her in disbelief. How did you know I have it on me? Before I jumped off the plane, I put my waterproof phone in my pocket and zipped the pocket up to keep it from falling out. Nothing gets past my eyes. I heard her say that, then reluctantly took the phone out of my pocket. The woman dialed a number that felt way too familiar. Track the exact location of this phone. Come pick me up tomorrow. Watching her talk like that, she had the strong presence of a leader. I couldn't help wondering who she really was. She finished the call in just a few words, created a new contact in my phone, and saved her name there. This is my contact info. You saved my life. Whenever you need a favor, just come find me. I snatched the phone back, feeling pretty skeptical. She's being hunted by people herself. Wouldn't I get into trouble if I go to her for help? Relax, I'm never gonna come to you for help. I didn't feel like arguing with her anymore, and was about to go take a shower. Since you saved me, you can ask for any favor you want. No matter what it is, I'll say yes. Shanhei. I stopped in my tracks and turned to look at her. Are you sure? A king never breaks his promise. Seeing her act so high and mighty, I couldn't help mocking her. What if I want a villa, a fancy car? You'll say yes to all of that. As you wish. I'll give you the fancy car and the villa, plus me, Fu Qinghuan. What do you say? Of course, she's just all talk. Arguing with her is a total waste of time, I said rudely. Move aside. Don't block my way to the shower. When the fisherman was clearing the dishes, he suddenly remembered something. Isn't that girl the Fu Qinghuan they reported on TV? The other day, the billionaire group CEO. Yes, that's definitely her. No mistake. I remember now, the fisherman was mending his fishing net. You watch too much TV. There's no way a CEO would come to a place like ours. The fisherman retorted. She can afford to take a plane. She's probably not an ordinary person. Aren't all the CEOs on TV always flying around the world on planes? The old man chuckled. Silly old lady, so many people can afford plane tickets these days. We just haven't been out to see the world for too long. The couple's voices drifted out the window. While I was taking a shower, I remembered her name was Fu Qinghuan. I mumbled the surname Fu a few times. Why does Qinghuan sound so familiar? I reached for the shampoo. When my fingers suddenly touched something wiggly, my heart skipped a beat. I looked up instinctively and let out a shocked gasp. Ha! My voice was tight with tension. Fu Qinghuan heard the noise and hurried over right away. Before the two elders could react, she'd already pushed open the bathroom door and walked in. The bath bucket was tilted to the side. I was standing in the corner, clothes all messy, looking a little disheveled. Fu Qinghuan walked over and gently draped a piece of clothing over my shoulders. Her voice was calm but full of concern. What's wrong? Fu Qinghuan scanned the bathroom calmly. There's no one else here. I was as tense as a bowstring. I grabbed her shoulder hard with my hand, knuckles white. I kept my voice really low, shaking with panic I couldn't hold back. There's something here, she asked in a soft voice. What did you see? My body went stiff, stepped back a little. My shoulders were tight and shaking. I stared fixedly at the corner. My voice was deep and hoarse. That cockroach can fly. Fu Qinghuan was stunned for a second, then let out a soft chuckle, helpless but indulgent. You're scared of cockroaches? Get out of here, I said in a sharp, urgent tone. It almost sounded like an order. Just the thought that I touched it just now made my back tingle, and all my hair stood on end. Cockroaches are my only lifelong trauma. The next second, the cockroach suddenly flew from the corner and landed on the window. I jolted hard. My face went pale instantly. I instinctively tried to step back. Go! Panicked, I tightened my grip on the woman's shoulder. Fu Qinghuan let out a soft grunt. Looks like the wound on her chest was pulled. Stop moving. Her voice was still gentle, though. The more panicked you are, the more likely you attract it. I froze immediately. Sweat beaded on my forehead. My voice was tight. Get me out of here. Fu Qinghuan glanced at the dark, messy bathroom and frowned slightly. The old man outside the door asked anxiously, You okay there, young man? She spoke softly, standing in the doorway, to keep the old man from coming in. We're fine, just a little scare. Then she took my arm and quickly walked out of the bathroom. We went back to the bedroom. She helped me sit down on the edge of the bed. Is it really that scary? She said with a faint smile in her voice. I didn't know whether to stand or sit. My body was still slightly stiff and trembling. All I could think about was that fat cockroach from earlier. I propped my hands at my sides, my back straight and tense, trying to force myself to calm down. Watching me force myself to stay tough like this, Fu Qinghuan's gaze dimmed slightly. She suddenly thought, a guy who's clearly terrified, but refuses to show weakness, is really attractive to her. You can sleep on the bed tonight. The woman knew if she didn't leave soon, she might do something she shouldn't. She was just about to leave. When she heard me say wait, I stared terrified at the wall, where a slow-moving bug was crawling. I didn't dare look away for even a second. This house really has every disgusting thing imaginable. Spiders, bugs, and moths are everywhere. Don't tell me you're scared of regular bugs too. Are you even a guy? I shook my head, trying to say that when I was little I feared nothing. Nothing scared me at all, but ever since I was scared by a flying cockroach, I've been deathly afraid of all insects. Put your clothes on first, hearing the woman's reminder. I looked down at myself in confusion and realized I only had a towel wrapped around my waist. I was already losing my mind, and now I was absolutely mortified. I got dressed in a hurry. I wanted to die of embarrassment. Go to sleep. The woman didn't laugh at me. She blew out the oil lamp and laid down next to me. I realized what was happening. Huh? You're sleeping here tonight. Where else would I sleep? I hesitated and said, 2 total strangers sleeping in the same room. If people find out, it'll ruin your reputation. The woman cut me off. Relax, I'm not interested in you. Besides, I'm injured. Nothing's gonna happen. I thought that made sense. But I still couldn't let my guard down completely. Seeing the hesitation on my face, she said, If any cockroaches show up, I'll take care of them for you. I'm not scared of bugs like you are. That's music to my ears. I was tired after a long day anyway. I gradually let my guard down and fell asleep. The next morning, howling wind made the paper windows rattle loudly. I don't know if it was the wind being too strong, or this old house being too run down. A few tiles on the roof got blown off and clattered to the ground. As the luxury plane got closer, more and more tiles fell off the roof. Before I knew it, almost half the roof was torn off. All the items inside the house were left exposed. They all got blown all over the place by the wind. Even the windows were shattered. 2 elderly folks who were sorting fishing nets in the yard were terrified. They hurriedly hid in a corner. They watched this grand plane try to land from the sky several times, but there was simply not enough space. It circled a few times in the air and had to land on the nearby beach instead. Lots of local fishermen ran out to see what was going on. This isolated fishing village had never seen such a huge commotion before. I was woken up by the loud noise. I found I was actually holding Fu Qinghuan while sleeping. I sat up in a hurry, Luckily, both of us were fully clothed. I looked at Fu Qinghuan. She was staring at me with disgust. You used me as your pillow last night. You kept hugging me back and forth. How was I supposed to get any sleep? Wait, I hugged her all night. I remembered the dream I had last night. Turns out the fragrant, soft thing I hugged in my dream wasn't a cat or dog. It was this woman. Why didn't you wake me up then? I was worried if I woke you up. You might lose control and jump me. It wouldn't just end with a few hugs, you know? Ugh, why is she so rude? It suddenly hit me. What was that noise outside just now? My people are here to pick us up. Fu Qinghuan got up lazily. Let's go. Wait, I haven't brushed my teeth or washed my face yet, Fu Qinghuan said playfully. Do you want me to take you somewhere else or go wash up in that cockroach-infested house? The second I heard the word cockroach, I shook my head like crazy, even though I didn't want to leave with her. But other than that, I had no other options. I walked out of the old house with her. Lots of curious fishermen had gathered outside. A grand private jet was parked not far away. There was a custom logo carved on its fuselage. It looked super fancy and high-end. I grew up living a privileged life. I've been on every kind of luxury jet out there. But this jet is the top luxury jet with a price tag of $1 billion. When it was first launched, it caused a huge stir among billionaires. Rumor has it has a living room, office, entertainment area, lounge, bedroom, and all other necessary spaces. A woman walked off the plane. Just by looking at her vibe, she's totally that stereotypical rich heir. I didn't expect this rich heir to walk towards me, with a faint smile on her face. Oh my God, I thought, is she one of my admirers? Even if I'm super attractive, how would this admirer know that I'm stuck in this small fishing village and need help? But if she's not an admirer, why does she keep looking over at me? The woman walked towards me step by step. If she confesses to me later, what excuse should I use to turn her down? I already have a girlfriend. I don't want to get involved with other women. While I was overthinking all this, the woman walked right past me and went straight to Fu Qinghuan. Miss, I finally picked you up. This subordinate deserves to die for my mistake. I didn't expect those two gangs to dare attack on the plane. Wait, miss. I looked at the woman. What on earth is her status? She sounds like a really big deal. Have you found out everything? Fu Qinghuan didn't blame her at all, and asked her casually instead. Besides the Black Dragon Gang and the Polar Organization, there's another group of unknown people. Before the Black Dragon Gang and Polar Organization attacked, that other group already blew up the wing. They came at us aggressively. Who are they targeting? The woman hesitated for a second and said, their target is a man. But a lot of passengers on the plane were killed or injured. We haven't found any leads yet. After the woman finished reporting, she snuck a glance at me.
Who is this man?
How can he stand so close to our miss? You have to know our miss never gets close to men. She hates being in close contact with men, but she doesn't seem to mind him at all. Fu Qinghuan lowered her eyes slightly, like she was thinking about something. After a while, she ordered, find someone to redesign and renovate this house. When you were landing just now, you scraped off the roof of this house. The woman lowered her head to admit her mistake, and said guiltily, It's my mistake, miss. Fu Qinghuan asked the woman standing nearby, Do you know how to grow vegetables? The old woman was too shocked to say a word. Judging from the conversation between the master and the servant, this woman was definitely no ordinary person. The woman standing beside her saw she stayed silent, and frowned slightly. Our lady is asking you a question. The old woman answered hurriedly. Yes, I can give her an additional vegetable garden. After Fu Qinghuan gave the order, she turned to look at me. I never expected she would actually take last night's joke seriously. I had no idea how to respond for a moment. For accommodation compensation, I'll give them a brand new house. As for the medical fees you mentioned, Xiao, write them a check for 1 million yuan. After hearing her lady's order, Xiao was about to write when she suddenly thought of something. Miss, there are no nearby banks that can cash savings or process flight ticket exchanges. If this couple takes the check for thousands of miles around here, let alone whether they can cash it at all, even if they do get the cash and come back, it will be way too much trouble on the road. Then give them cash. Fu Qinghuan said decisively. Xiao fetched a box of cash from the plane and brought it to the old woman. This is Our Lady's kindness. Please accept it. The old woman was stunned. She opened the box with trembling hands. Stacks of neatly arranged RMB bills were inside. The amount was so huge that the old woman fainted right away. Old lady. The fisherman hurriedly held her up. He glanced into the box. and fainted as well. This much RMB, they had never seen so much in their entire lives. Come with me. Fu Qingwan walked ahead. I hurried to follow behind her. We got on the plane. There were 8 sofas in the European-style cabin. Audio-visual systems could be seen everywhere. I knew this was the top-performing model among all luxury private jets. Take him to wash up. After Fu Qingwan gave the order, she went into the shower in the bedroom, leaving the other large bathroom for me. Xiaoxiao made an inviting gesture. Please follow me, sir. I followed behind Xiaoxiao. I was just about to ask who Fu Qingwan was, but thought it unnecessary after a second. We will go our separate ways once we get off the plane anyway. We won't have any chance to meet again later. These are the toiletries. These here are clean clothes to change into. The bathroom is over there. All shower supplies are fully prepared. Xiaoxiao introduced politely. I was secretly amazed in my heart. I looked at the clothes next to me. Are these for me too? Yes, sir. There was a hint of sarcasm in my voice. Besides outer clothes, there were also men's underwear and boxers. I felt disgusted just thinking about it. Xiaoxiao thought I had misunderstood something, and explained in a hurry, "No, that's not it. Our lady ordered these via text last night. They should all be your size." The tips of my ears turned red immediately. When did she send the text? How come I had no idea at all? It was at 11 o'clock last night. After Xiaoxiao's reminder, I remembered I had already been lying in bed for quite a while by then. Don't tell me while I was asleep. She snuck my phone to send texts. Damn it. What if she also peeked at other stuff on my phone? Thinking of this, shame and anger filled my chest instantly. I slammed. The bathroom door shut.
Sir,
If you need anything, press the call system on the wall. I am at your service any time. After Xiaoxiao finished speaking, she retreated respectfully. I cursed in my mind while I washed up. How dare she use my phone without permission? That's despicable. I cursed thousands of times in my head, but still couldn't let it go. I got out of the shower. Fu Qingwan was already eating at the dining table. I noticed she had also taken a shower. She carried a nice scent. After changing into a clean dress, Fu Qingwan looked completely refreshed. Her movements cutting steak also looked very elegant. She was definitely not from an ordinary wealthy family. I had just sat down when I heard her say, "You saved my life last night. Out of gratitude, I will give you a 10 million yuan reward." My movements froze. Why did that sound so harsh to my ears? Hearing this, Xiaoxiao immediately wrote a 10 million yuan check and handed it to me respectfully. "Sir, please accept Our Lady's kind gesture." I refused coldly. "No need. What happened last night was no big deal. Just take it as payment for the night." The second Fu Qingwan said that Xiaoxiao was completely stunned. "Wait, this man was with Miss last night. That's such earth-shattering news. You have to know our Miss never gets close to men, not to mention male attendants. Even her only assistant is me, a woman. Even when the old master tries to set her up, she always turns him down in a cold tone. Getting Miss to date someone is way harder than climbing the sky. What kind of weird wind blew yesterday? Or does this man have some sort of magic that made Miss give in so easily?" I threw the check at Fu Qingwan. "If anything, this is your service fee for waiting on me." I thought for a second and got even angrier. I took a 1 yuan note out of my wallet and threw it over. "Since you performed pretty well last night, this is an extra tip from me." Service fee? Performed well. Xiaoxiao was even more shocked. But shocked as she was, she reacted fast enough to stop that check in midair. She also caught the 1 yuan note immediately. Otherwise, both items would have hit Miss right in the face. Fu Qingwan looked at me with an ambiguous gaze. I cleared my throat and said in a deep voice, "About what happened last night. I hope you don't go blabbing about it everywhere. After all, nothing actually happened between us. I don't know how many men you fool around with outside, but I already have a girlfriend. Please respect my situation, Miss Fu." Xiaoxiao, standing nearby, was way beyond shocked. How could Miss fall for a guy who has a girlfriend, and he doesn't even take her seriously? You have to know Miss is the heiress who's topped the Forbes rich list for 6 straight years. When it comes to talent and looks, there's no reason she shouldn't make everyone awestruck. Yet this man doesn't even care about our Miss at all. Xiaoxiao sighed silently in her heart. "Sir, your taste really needs some serious work. Even if you don't know Miss's identity, just looking at how luxurious this plane is, Miss is way better than your girlfriend, right? You don't even bother to curry favor with her. You even go out of your way to offend her? What's wrong with you?
You're really loyal to your girlfriend, aren't you?
Fu Xingwan's tone was completely unreadable, but Xiao could tell her miss was definitely bothered by this. Wow, this is getting more and more interesting. But miss, don't be jealous. You always get whatever you want easily, right? Forget him having a girlfriend. Even if he was already married, you could still steal him away, couldn't you? I let out a cold laugh. You flatter me, Miss Fu. I'm just not as promiscuous as you are. Promiscuous? How dare this man call Miss promiscuous? Xiao almost couldn't catch her breath. But Fu Qingwan wasn't angry at all. She spoke with a smile instead. Eat up. You'll have energy to argue with me after you eat. I had no interest in the food in front of me at first. I saved her life yesterday. And she's made me furious so many times. Eating her breakfast is the least I deserve, right? The second I thought of that, I started eating without holding back at all. Fu Qingwan watched me with a smile. She casually cut a piece of steak and placed it on my plate. Try it tastes really good. I immediately pushed the steak away with my cutlery. I don't want to eat after you. I can cut my own steak. Xiao was completely blown away. This guy is so straightforward. He does whatever he wants, whenever he feels like it. He doesn't take Miss seriously at all. She's been by Miss's side since they were little. This is the first time anyone's ever ignored Miss like this. You have to know all wealthy men in business. When they're in front of Miss, every single one of them hopes to gain even a tiny bit of her favor. But this guy right here is such a total breath of fresh air. After I finished breakfast, the plane had already landed at Dongcheng Civil Airport. Thanks for the meal, Miss Fu. See you never. I hope we never meet again for the rest of our lives. I got off the plane without any hesitation. I hailed a taxi and drove off right away. Fu Qingwan stared at my disappearing back, as if she was deep in thought. Xiao asked carefully from the side. Miss, should we go home? She could tell Miss was very upset. Go back to the company. Fu Qingwan's tone was flat. She sounded a little bit disappointed. Xiao asked another question out of turn. Do you want me to look up his identity? Fu Qingwan gave her a cold glare, as if blaming her for being too nosy. Xiao shivered. She was just about to say she'd spoken out of turn. But unexpectedly, Fu Qingwan said, Xiao, I find you know me better and better. Seeing the young mistress' red lips curl into a weird smile, Xiao trembled again. She had no idea if she should be relieved or worried. This is the first time the young mistress has ever acted like this for a man, just now to send him back. They passed their own villa area and didn't even stop. They specially flew to the only civilian airport in Dongcheng, just to make it easier for him to catch a ride. That doesn't make sense. It's only been one night. Xiao bowed her head to take the order. Yes, miss? I'll look into it right away. Fu Qinghuan's gaze fell out the window with great interest. I gave an address as soon as I got in the car. Qingyan Group, thanks. The taxi driver heard the name and asked in surprise. You mean Qingyan Group on Linjiang South Road? Yes, is there something wrong? The taxi driver opened his mouth, but said nothing. This guy probably hasn't been back for ages, so he doesn't even know the group changed its name. The driver shifted gears and stopped asking questions. He hit the gas and drove towards the destination. I breathed in the air from outside the window. Dongcheng, I'm finally back. The wind blew on my face, carrying a long-lost vibe. I was in a great mood. I suddenly remembered I hadn't texted my parents yet. Nah, I'll just show up out of the blue later and give them a surprise. Today is Lu Nianyan's birthday. The gift I worked so hard to prepare for her went missing right after I got off the plane. I was a little annoyed. That woman who stole my first kiss. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be stuck with all this crap. I took out my phone and dialed the number of a cake shop. Do you have any ready-made cakes available right now? Young Master Yan, it's really you. The receptionist almost dropped her phone. For the past 10+ years, all desserts and pastries for the Yan family were ordered from her shop, so she knows every single Yan family member's phone number by heart. But she was so shocked right now, because she hadn't seen this number pop up for 3 whole years. Yeah, I'm back in the country. I want to order the largest cake you have. Can you get it done today? Are you ordering it for Miss Lu? Every year around this time, the Yan family orders a cake for Lu Nianyan. Everyone at the cake shop knows that. But the receptionist thought she should mention that second young master Yan already sent one over. I didn't expect Yan Yibai to be so thoughtful. My half-brother always looks out for me on a daily basis. He even handles tiny things like ordering cakes himself. I smiled in relief at the thought. Then there's no need for that.
Thanks.
There's nothing embarrassing about showing up empty-handed. We're family, after all. At that thought, I lifted my eyes to look at the scenery outside the window. The closer we got to my family's group, the nicer the surroundings got. You have to understand, my family's group is one of the top enterprises in Dongcheng. Just as I was zoning out, the taxi slowly pulled over. We're here. I paid the fare, and only realized when I got out of the car, why did the name change? What's with the Qingxi Group sign? I looked around dubiously. This is definitely the Yan family's property. All the buildings are exactly the same as before, but I still couldn't figure out the name change. When two employees wearing work badges hurried past me, didn't President Yan say yesterday? He won't be in today. We need to stay on top of this project proposal. President Yan has so much experience. Under his leadership, our profits over the past 3 years have gone up by a lot. Wait, that's Dad. I hurried to stop them. Hey, wait a second. Is the President Yan you're talking about Yan Yuandong?
Yes.
The two smiled awkwardly. Okay, sorry to bother you. The two gave me a weird look and hurried off. So my family's group just changed its name. All the confusion and unease I had just now dissipated right away. I stepped into the group's main entrance. Hello? Who are you here to see? The receptionist saw someone coming in, immediately stood up respectfully, and greeted me with a sweet smile. Hello, my name is Yan Chen. I'm Yan Yuandong's son, and the CEO of this group. Could you please let them know for me? Tell them I'm back in the country, and I'm going up now. Right after I finished talking, the other person burst out laughing. All the respect he showed just now was gone. It was replaced by sheer contempt. Sir, are you sure you're in the right place? There's only one Mr. Yan who's the CEO of the group. That's our president, Yan Yuandong. You said you're his son? President Yan only has one son too. That's our chairman, Yan Yibai. My younger brother. Don't you do your research before you lie. I was totally confused. When did Yan Yibai become the chairman? 3 years ago when Grandpa passed away. The lawyer made it super clear when he read the will. 80% of Qingyan Group's shares and the Yan family's billions in assets would be competed for fairly by my dad, Yan Yuandong, and I. Whoever meets the inheritance conditions first gets the inheritance rights before the will is executed. Both my dad and I are CEOs of this group. We run the group's affairs together. The will didn't mention Yan Yibai at all. He has no stake in this at all. I smiled and asked, is there some kind of mistake here? I'm telling you the truth. The Yan Yibai you're talking about is my younger brother. The receptionist smiled politely. Really? I've worked here for 3 years. I've never heard that Chairman Yan has an older brother. I insisted firmly. Yan Wendong is my father. If I were a scammer, how would I know his full name? The receptionist twitched the corner of her mouth and decided to stop being polite. Way too many people know our President Yan's name, but I don't know where you got the info. That President Yan isn't here today, so you came here pretending to be his son. But let me give you a piece of advice. Scamming isn't a good career path. She advised me in a patronizing tone. It made me not know whether to laugh or cry. You've really got the wrong idea. I'm his biological son, 100% real. Oh, right, and I'm Jack Ma's daughter. You look pretty decent. Why don't you pick a proper job? Instead of doing this kind of dirty work, I bet you're trying to sneak into our President Yan's office to steal stuff, right? Look at your fake designer clothes. You even wear them pretty well. Who knew you're just a scammer? When you walked in just now, I thought you were some important client. Who knew you're just a total fraud? I'm really not lying to you. My dad and I are both CEOs of this group. Just yesterday, someone claimed to be Chairman Lu's boyfriend, making a huge scene here. That's funny. You should have used that excuse instead. It's way more believable. I got even more confused. Are you talking about Lu Nianian? I actually am her boyfriend. The receptionist rolled her eyes so hard, she almost passed out. Oh wow, and I'm Wang Xikang's girlfriend. Looks like you're not listening to reason at all. Leave now or I'll call security to kick you out. I knew arguing with her was a waste of breath. So I said patiently, how about this? Call the internal line. I'll talk to President Yan myself. That's the best way to prove who I am. The receptionist rolled her eyes again dramatically. Sir, if you keep being this stubborn, I really will call the cops. Get out now. Today's a great day for us. Don't bring us bad luck. I continued to ask, what great day? Oh, you don't know. Today's the birthday of our future young mistress, Chairman Lu. All the executives went to the Sky Garden to celebrate for her. Only you're being an idiot here, pretending to be President Yan's son. Instead of wasting your time scamming here, you should go over there and see what the real young master of the Yan family looks like. I knew talking to her any longer was a waste of time. I flagged down a taxi and got in. I felt both annoyed and amused. Should I say this receptionist is deliberately making things hard for me, or that she's just super dedicated to her job? I took out my phone to call my parents. I called several times, but no one picked up. Then I called my little brother, and after that I called Lu Nianian. But none of those 4 people answered my calls. I turned to the driver and asked, "Sir, I have a question to ask you. When did Qingyan Group change its name to Qingxi Group?" "No idea, buddy. I've been here for 2 years. It's always been Qingxi Group. I've never heard of any Qingyan Group." I nodded and stopped asking further questions. After I arrived at Dongcheng No. 1 Hotel, I went to the Sky Garden on the top floor. Since I didn't have an invitation letter, the 2 security guards refused to let me in no matter what. No matter how much I tried to explain, they were being totally rigid and wouldn't cut me any slack at all. "Move along. Stop loitering here and causing trouble. I really am Yan Wudong's son. If you don't leave now, we'll get physical." "Wait, isn't that A-Chen?" A familiar smile suddenly appeared in front of me. I lifted my eyelids. Brother Ah Hao. We hadn't seen each other for 3 years. He looked even more handsome than before. When the 2 security guards saw him, they hurried to greet him. "Good day, young master, sir." Shi Hao obviously didn't pay them any mind. He turned to look at me instead. "When did you get back to the country? How come I never heard my flirty sister mention this? A couple days ago, when the old man was forcing her to get married, she even used you as a shield. She told the old man to carve a statue of you for him. We all laughed so hard over that." "Brother Ah Hao, stop teasing me already. You've been making fun of me ever since we were kids. How is that making fun of you? Being able to catch my flirty sister's eye, and having her chase you for 3 whole years. You've broken her all-time record for chasing someone. You're the hardest guy to get ever." Shi Hao smiled and patted me on the shoulder. "Brother Ah Hao, cut it out already. You came just at the right time. They don't believe who I am. Can you please vouch for me?" Shi Hao tapped his chin lightly with his finger. "What benefit do I get out of this, then?" "I'll owe you a favor, Brother Ah Hao. I'll definitely pay you back later. As long as it's something I can do, just name it, Brother Ah Hao. All of you see clearly now. If you know what's good for you, step aside right now." The 2 security guards had no idea that the man in front of them was actually the eldest young master of the Yan family. They hurriedly let him pass. I thanked Shi Hao and was just about to leave when I heard Shi Hao say, "Wait, Chen, you really picked the wrong time to come today." "Brother Ah Hao, I don't get what you mean." "As far as I know, there's going to be a really good show soon. I love joining in the fun, but if the show isn't big enough, I would never come in person." I was totally confused by what he said. Suddenly, the lights dimmed drastically. Only one spotlight was left on in the whole venue, shining directly onto the stage. Yan Wandong stood on the stage with a big smile. "I have a happy announcement to make here today. It's about my son's marriage." The whole venue went quiet cooperatively, holding their breaths, waiting for the announcement. "Group merger. When did that happen?" I was a bit confused, and also a little curious at the same time. Is Dad going to announce my marriage to Lu Nianian? Why didn't he discuss it with me beforehand? Let's first, well, since we're all here, Lu Nianian, the Yan family's daughter-in-law, please come to the stage. Yan Wandong led the applause. I stood off stage and clapped along with everyone else. We hadn't seen each other for 3 years. Lu Nianian had lost a lot of weight. A gentle smile was on her face, making her look even more approachable. Just looking at her from far away, I thought she was so wonderful. "Now please welcome my son, Yan Yibai, to the stage." Following Yan Wandong's voice, the whole audience burst into applause. Yan Yibai walked onto the stage with a smile. 3 years apart, he looked much more mature now. But what I didn't expect was Lu Nianian was actually holding Yan Yibai's hand. The 2 of them looked at each other lovingly, like a couple madly in love. It hit me like a bolt out of the blue. I almost lost my balance. Staggering back a step, I couldn't believe that my girlfriend and my younger brother were about to announce their marriage. Shi Hao reached out and held me up in time. "You can't even handle this little scene. The good show is just getting started." Yan Wandong's hearty laughter rang out. On this wonderful day, I announced that the Yan family and the Lu family are joining by marriage. My son Yan Yibai will marry Lu Nianian, the heir of the Lu family. Their wedding will be held on the 28th of next month. Today is not only the 3rd anniversary celebration of Qingyan Group and Lu Group merger, it's also Nianian's birthday party, and the engagement party for the 2 of them. The words engagement party hit me like a blow to the head, catching me completely off guard. My mind was just buzzing, and I felt an unprecedented stabbing pain in my heart. The girlfriend I had loved for 8 years was about to get engaged to my younger brother. How is this possible? On this wonderful day, I also have an unfortunate announcement to make. My eldest son Yan Chen was on a flight yesterday that had a fatal accident. Starting from today, I, Yan Wandong, only have Yibai as my son left. Since Chen had the accident, he logically has no right to inheritance. The company's future operation will rely on Yibai and Nianian. As soon as Yan Yuandong said this, the entire audience was shocked. While silently mourning for me, they secretly glanced at Lu Nianian and Yan Yibai, the two successors. It looks like Qing Group will change owners soon. I never expected things to turn out like this. Dad announced my death way too early, which makes me feel I'm totally unimportant. Even if I really had an accident, wouldn't Dad even try to look for me? I sent Chen abroad 3 years ago, hoping he would learn perfume blending skills and help me run the group after coming back. Who knew heaven envies the talented? I guess he just doesn't have this good fortune. Today's a happy occasion. Let's put Chen's matter aside for now. Enough of that, everyone feel free, let's toast. Wish our group gets better and better. After Yan Yuandong finished speaking, he raised his glass as a gesture. All guests raised their glasses in response. My heart felt like it was being cut by a knife. Looking at the beaming man on the stage, I couldn't believe it. Is this really my dad? Dad, Yibai and I will take good care of you from now on. Don't be sad anymore. After Lu Nianian finished toasting, she held his hand and walked off the stage slowly. Yeah, Dad, even though you lost one son, you gained a daughter like Nianian. Heaven hasn't treated you badly. You win some, you lose some, right? Yan Yibai held his other hand. Yan Wandong patted his shoulder. Also present today are Mr. Lin from Lin Group and Mr. Chen from Wanhui Group. Let me introduce you to them. Yu Ying, come over too. I'll be on business trips a lot in the future. I'll have to leave the kids' matters to you. What are you talking about? After all, I'm the chairman of the group. Even if they weren't my kids, I'd still take good care of everything. Stepmom Jiang Yu Ying smiled brightly. I watched the 4 of them acting like a family and suddenly felt like an outsider. Watching this scene unfold right in front of me, I couldn't stop shaking. I've only been away for 3 years, but everything has changed completely. Yan Wandong took them to greet bosses from various different companies. The 4 of them came to the dining table chatting and laughing, and were just about to eat. Having so much fun. Did something interesting happen? As soon as my voice rang out, the 4 of them suddenly changed their expressions. Yan Yibai was the first to react, his eyes wide with disbelief. Bro, you're back. What's wrong? Am I not supposed to come back? You're not dead. Do you want me dead? No, I mean, that's impossible. Yan Yibai never expected that his older brother would actually come back alive. Yan Wandong's face also changed just like his. Chen, wasn't your plane in an accident? I saw the news said none of the passengers survived. I smiled coldly. So you didn't even try to look for me, and just declared me dead right away. I can't even describe how I felt just now. My own dad announced my death, completely calm and unemotional. Seeing this, Jiang Yu Ying smiled and tried to smooth things over half scoldingly. Chen, you're being so naughty. Since you survived, you should have called home to let us know you're okay. You have no idea how worried the 4 of us were. We couldn't sleep well all night. Oh, really? You all look super energetic to me. Not like you didn't sleep well at all. I lifted my eyelids. On the contrary, you can inherit my assets. Aren't you all very happy about that? Yan Wandong noticed I was angry and immediately scolded me. Yan Chen, how dare you talk to your mom like that? I know you can't accept what happened between Nianian and Yibai right away, but there are so many guests here. You have to save the Yan family's face. Stop acting like a spoiled child. Then who will save my face? I looked at Lu Nianian with hatred. If she's willing to give me a reasonable explanation, I can let bygones be bygones. But she doesn't feel guilty at all. Chen, about Yibai and I'm the one who wronged you. I didn't tell you the truth for so long, because I was afraid you'd be hysterical like this. Hysterical? I was betrayed by the people I love and trust the most. Am I supposed to just suck it up and take it quietly with no complaints? For 8 whole years. If you'd just told me the truth even once, things would never have gotten this bad. You kept telling me you loved me, while making a secret marriage pact with my little brother. Lu Nianian, is this what you call love for me? I was furious and heartbroken as I said this. Just yesterday, she texted me on WeChat saying she loved me. How come everything's flipped upside down today? When it comes to relationships, no one really knows what's gonna happen, right? Jiang Yu Ying adjusted her shawl properly and advised me in the tone of a senior elder Nianian and Yan Yabai are deeply in love now. You wouldn't want to break up a happy couple, would you? Forced relationships never work out. Instead of having a huge falling out with everyone, you should just give them your blessings gracefully. We're all family anyway. What difference does it make if Nianian chooses you or Yibai? I yelled back. There's a huge difference. Yibai is Yibai, and I am me. I'm the future heir of the group. He isn't. Didn't you hear what your dad announced just now? Yibai is now an heir too. Perfect timing that you're back. Nianian is pregnant. Yibai's got too much on his plate. You can help him out as his assistant. I almost lost my balance and fell. It felt like I'd been struck by lightning. You all... I never in a million years would have guessed that they already have a kid on the way. Bro, in a few months, my baby will be born. You'll be an uncle real soon. Aren't you happy? After Yan Yibai said that, a triumphant, provocative look flashed in his eyes. It was such an obvious show of provocation. How could I not notice it? Bro, you studied abroad since you were little. You're super knowledgeable. Why don't you pick a name for our baby? Yan Yibai knew full well how much pain I was in. Yet he deliberately rubbed salt in my wounds. That's a great idea, Yan Wendong said approvingly. Chen, if you're upset about this, we can have the kid call you Godfather, and you get to name him. How does that sound? I laughed coldly, my heart turning to ice. Is this supposed to be some kind of charity? If all this hadn't happened, I never would have known my own family. Could be this shameless, then name him Yan Janlin, I said with a cold sneer. How about he grows up and stays far away from all of you? Zhang Ying said angrily. Yan Chen? Did all the manners I taught you these years go in one ear and out the other? Auntie, you should fix your own problems before lecturing me. I picked up a glass of wine. Since you're getting married, I should make a toast to you, right? Yan Yibai still kept up his gentlemanly demeanor. I'm glad you made it back alive. Nianian and I need your blessing for our wedding, I said with a smile. Then I wish you infertility. And tons of kids. Then I splashed the wine harshly right in his face. Lu Nianyan was startled badly. Brother Chen, you're going too far. No matter what, Yibai is still your little brother. How could you do that to him? That's so rude and uneducated. Yan Wendong never expected that I would do something so impolite. But I didn't think there was anything wrong with what I did at all. Instead, I picked up another glass of wine and walked over to Lu Nianyan. This toast is for us never seeing each other again for the rest of our lives. Then I splashed the wine forward. Jiang Yuying just tried to stop me, but it was already too late. The dark red liquid smudged Lu Nianyan's makeup all over her face. I watched my own dad and my girlfriend care about someone else this much. My heart ached sharply. Are these really the family I used to know? I slammed the empty wine glass in my hand hard onto the ground. I glared at Yan Yuandong with hatred in my eyes and said word for word, this glass is just like the bond between us. It can never be fixed, ever again. From today onwards, we're done with each other for good. You take your nice sunny path. I'll take my rickety single-plank bridge. Like a wounded lone wolf, I walked away from everyone's sight. It had started pouring heavily outside at some point. I walked into the rain, heartbroken, letting the cold world wash over me. It's time to wake up. I've been an idiot for 8 years. It's about time I came to my senses. The cold, wet rain mercilessly soaked through to my heart. I laughed miserably out loud. I felt like my entire existence was just a big joke. I laughed until I started crying. The heavy rain soaked my entire body. I was drowning in unbearable pain I couldn't escape. Lots of cars honked at me like crazy. Are you out of your mind? If you want to die, go far away to do it. Don't get my damn car dirty. Get out of my way right now. Are you deaf? Can't you hear the honking? I burst out laughing loudly. I was acting like a total lunatic. The harsher people cursed at me, the harder I laughed. Suddenly, a black car drove through the intersection and sped straight towards me. I recognized this car model. This make, this color. Isn't that Lu Nianyan's car? I stood frozen in place. Nianyan came to look for me. Did he finally realize he was wrong? Did he come to beg for my forgiveness? I didn't know if I should forgive him. These 8 years of relationship are like needle and thread, stitched stitch by stitch into my whole youth. If I want to tear all memories about him out of my life, I can't do that. A dull thud sounded. I watched that black car crash right into me. My mind went blank in an instant. So he actually wanted me dead. My eyes flew wide open suddenly. I couldn't believe it. Just because I splashed a glass of wine on Yan Yibai, he purposely drove over to kill me. My smile got more and more eerie. My body slammed hard onto the ground, and I lost consciousness. Rain poured mercilessly down on me. Bright red blood spread across the ground. Miss, we hit someone. A panicked voice suddenly rang out. I'm not used to driving Mr. Liu's car. When I spotted someone in the rain just now, I couldn't brake in time. The person in the back seat didn't even lift their eyelids, their voice cold and calm. Find someone to handle this. Xiao Xiao reached to wipe the windshield and took a closer look. Miss, that looks like Mr. Yan. I hit Mr. Yan. These words made the person in the back seat lift their head immediately. It's him. With a loud bang, the car door was flung open. Gu Qinghuan walked quickly towards that figure. Before Xiao Xiao could react, their lady had already bent over to help the person up with great effort. Miss, take care of yourself. Call Dr. Zhang to come to the house right now. Yes. Gu Qinghuan looked at the person in her arms. It's pouring so heavily. What are you doing out here, Chen? You didn't even dodge when the car came. Blood from the back of his head mixed with the rain and dyed Fu Qinghuan's dress red. Xiao Xiao, drive faster. Yes, miss? I'm already driving as fast as I can. Finally, Xiao Xiao drove the car into Westbank Villa area. This area, known as the most expensive lot in East City, is Fu Qinghuan's home. Hello, miss. Following Fu Qinghuan's hurried steps, doctors and nurses followed her into the living room. Miss has always been a total neat freak. Why would she put a soaking wet person on the bed? And it's a man on top of that. Several doctors and nurses looked at each other in confusion. Miss, aren't you going to bandage this gentleman's wounds? Get out, all of you! What is Miss planning to do? Just then, a servant walked in carrying a basin. After everyone had left, she reached out to take off my wet shirt and wiped my body back and forth with a hot towel. Come in. Hearing Miss's voice, the people waiting outside the door all walked in. They immediately saw Fu Qinghuan wiping my body. Hurry up and treat the wound. Xiao Xiao was secretly shocked watching from the side. Miss actually looked at his entire body from head to toe. She could have left this kind of thing to the nurses, or even to me for that matter. Why is Miss doing this rough work herself? Don't leave. I suddenly grabbed the corner of the doctor's coat. Mumbling in pain, Dr. Zhang flinched in shock and pressed too hard when applying the medicine. I gasped sharply from the pain. Get lost. Fu Qinghuan shoved Dr. Zhang away hard. You're so clumsy. Can't you even do this simple thing, right? Fu Qinghuan applied the medicine to me herself. Why are you treating me like this? Why? What's going on? Was a Chen bullied by someone? Xiao Xiao, go find out what happened. Yes. When has Miss ever cared about a man this much? Also, replace all the servants in the house with men. Fu Qinghuan has never been close to men for years. All the servants in her house are female. That's the reason why she personally wiped my body herself earlier. Sir, you're awake. Who are you? Where am I? I'm the servant in charge of taking care of you. To answer your question, sir, this is Westbank Villa area located in the most expensive French-style villa community in Dongcheng, Anshu district. How did I end up here? My assistant hit you by accident. Do you remember that? I haven't thought it through yet. A sudden wave of pain hit the back of my head. You hit it when you fell down. The wound isn't deep. She already bandaged it for you. I thought for a moment, before I remembered what had happened. I just tried to get out of bed, when the servant hurried over to stop me. You don't even remember who our miss is, do you? I really have no memory of that. After I got hit by the car, I blacked out completely. Who saved me? I didn't even get a chance to take a look. Where is your miss? She's taking a shower? She got caught in the rain when she brought you back to save you today. When did I end up wearing a bathrobe? What's going on here? Sir, you were soaked by the rain. It was an emergency, to keep you from getting a worse cold. We specially got a bathrobe for you. How did you put this on me? Did you help me change? Is there anything else that feels off, sir? No, nothing else. Oh, right, where are my clothes? We already washed them clean for you and put them in the drying room. Wait a moment, I'll go get them right now. The servant bowed respectfully and left the room. I looked around at my surroundings. The whole room had exquisite, luxurious decor. Even the servants had extremely good manners in every move they made. That's enough to tell the owner of this house is of high status. Even though Lu Nianian wasn't the one who hit me with her car, 8 years of relationship in my heart had long grown into a towering tree. Now it's been uprooted entirely. It hurts so bad that even my breath shakes. Sir, here are your clothes. They're still a little damp. Do you want to put them on? I hummed in agreement. You can leave now. I can handle the rest myself. I just undid my bath towel when I suddenly heard a charming female voice. The door was pushed open. Heard you're awake. A slim figure walked in. I never expected anyone to come in at this time. It's you? What are you doing here? The woman curved her red lips and said, This is my house, silly. What? I froze for a few seconds. Get out. The woman chuckled softly. Who kicks the owner of the house out like you do? There's nothing interesting to see anyway. What's the big fuss about? What do you mean nothing to see, damn it? Didn't your parents teach you basic manners? You don't even knock before coming in. Why would I knock when entering my own room? I was even more shocked. This is your room. The clothes you have on are still not dry. Take them off quickly if you don't want your cold to get worse. Geez, I bring you clothes and you yell at me. What is wrong with the world these days? I shook my head. I have a cold. No wonder I've been feeling dizzy. So you're the one who saved me. Cough, cough. My tone just now was really rude. Either way, thank you for saving me. It's getting late. I'll leave now. Leave? Where do you think you can go? I already looked into your situation. What happened at the Sky Garden? I know perfectly well. I can stay at a hotel first. It's so late right now. If you leave my place alone, people who don't know will think I kicked you out. That'll ruin my reputation, won't it? I couldn't help thinking to myself, she's being chased by two groups of killers. What good reputation does she even have left? But I could tell from her words. She wanted to help me recover from my injuries. Besides, you saved me before. Consider this me returning the favor. Until you find a place to stay. You can stay here first, Fu Qinghuan added after she finished speaking. Relax, I have no interest in skinny monkeys. Skinny monkey? How dare she call me a skinny monkey? Does your head still hurt? No, it doesn't. Okay, get some rest first. I'll go check if dinner is ready. I looked at the brand new clean clothes in my hand. Don't tell me this size and style were bought specially for me. As I thought about that, I shook my head. Lots of men must stay over here often. That's why they have all sizes in stock. I was just about to take a hot shower, but I noticed I looked pale as a ghost in the mirror. Who would even like me looking like this? It's totally normal that Lu Nianian fell for someone else. Thinking of Lu Nianian, my heart ached sharply. 8 years of relationship turned into a sharp blade, stabbing me right in the heart out of nowhere. I don't know how long passed. Fu Qinghuan knocked on the bedroom door. Come downstairs for dinner. Chen, you didn't fall asleep, did you? She pushed the door open. The bathroom was lit with warm yellow light. Steam was seeping out through the door gap. Fu Qinghuan was just about to leave when she suddenly heard an alarm go off in the bathroom. Fu Qinghuan immediately realized something was wrong. The woman twisted the doorknob, only to find it was locked from the inside. Chen, can you hear me? Open the door. Thick, hot steam gushed out. I was lying on the floor. Fu Qinghuan helped me up right away. Chen, wake up. Doctor! You called for me, miss? Redress his wound immediately. Yes, I'll change the dressing right now. Stupid man. You can even faint just taking a shower. If I look away for even a second, you mess up everything. Miss, his wound got infected and caused a high fever. I'm afraid, sir, no matter what method you use, you must bring his fever down. Make sure he is safe and sound. Yes. I don't know how much time passed. I opened my groggy eyes. The bathroom was so stuffy. You're awake. Do you feel any discomfort anywhere? I nodded, then shook my head. Are you Nianian? I shook my head, trying hard to see the woman in front of me clearly. I tried to prop myself up. Does your head still hurt? I nodded, then stared at the blurry figure in front of me in a daze. What's wrong? Are you in a lot of pain? I'll get Dr. Zhang to come check on you. You cheater. How could you do that? You could fall for anyone else. Why did it have to be my little brother? You two even have a child already. Fu Qinghuan frowned slightly. Does a Chen take me for Lu Nianian? It's just a woman, right? There are tons of them in the world. No, my Nianian is different from others. You said you felt uncomfortable just now. I'll get the doctor to check you. It's useless. It hurts here, right here. Why don't you like me anymore? What did I do wrong? Just tell me. I can change anything. The next second, I pulled Fu Qinghuan into my arms and kissed her. Fu Qinghuan felt her whole body start to heat up. Even her eyes started to lose focus. Chen will be mine sooner or later, but not right now. Right now, Chen doesn't even know who I am. The next morning, when I opened my eyes, there was no one else in the bedroom. I vaguely remembered being in the bathroom last night and fainted somehow. What happened after that? I have no clue at all. Just then, a maid who was cleaning the living room saw me walking downstairs. Mr. Yan, you're awake. I'll take you to the first floor for breakfast right away. No need. Where is your miss? The maid smiled. Miss went for an interview early in the morning. Interview? Just as I was feeling confused, a financial interview suddenly popped up on the TV screen. The female group CEO who has held the first place on the rich list for 6 consecutive years, the single heiress. Yes, that's our miss. No wonder her name always sounded familiar. Turns out she is the CEO of Chengguang Group. I had guessed all kinds of identities for her privately, but I never expected this one. Our miss is very excellent, right? If Mr. Yan matches with Miss, you two will definitely. We can have the most beautiful baby in the whole world. Baby. I changed the subject and asked, do you know where my phone is? Your phone got soaked in the rain yesterday, Mr. Yan. We took it for repair and now it's in the bedroom you just came out of. Thanks. I went back to the bedroom and sure enough, it showed full signal after I turned it on. But I didn't expect that except for the weather forecast. None of my family members sent me a text or called to ask where I was. I know you definitely won't believe what I'm about to say. Lu Nianian has been dating Yibai for a really long time. On one hand, she stayed in contact with me. On the other hand, she was sleeping with Yibai. And now she's even pregnant with his kid. What? That Lu Nianian dares to pull this off. I only found out the truth yesterday, too. Yesterday was her birthday. But I never would have guessed. She would get engaged to my little brother. You know what? Yesterday was also the day our Qingyan Group celebrated its 3rd merger anniversary. What merger? They've been merged for 3 years. I only found out about this yesterday, too. Pretty stupid of me, right? Even the inheritance under my name is now uncertain. You know what? Yibai is now the chairman of the group. Even that aunt of mine is also a chairman now. What's going on here? I remember the will your grandfather made back then. Didn't leave them any share at all. That's right. Their intention is pretty obvious. On one hand, they joined the group early to build good relations with internal employees, so they can get a piece of the pie once my dad inherits the estate. I gotta say, their little scheme is really well thought out. That's outrageous. That's way too bullying. Wait for me. I'm Yang. I'm coming back right now to get back at them for you. No, young master. Don't you think I have enough mess to deal with already? I'm calling you right now to ask what I should do. What else can we do? Of course, we need to take the inheritance back first. I paused for a second and said, you don't know. There are 2 requirements to inherit the estate. Whoever meets them first between my dad and I gets the inheritance right. What requirements? First, both parties must identify the scent of Qingyan Group's latest QV13 perfume. What's QV13? It's the last perfume my grandfather developed before he passed away. It was never released to the public. My dad sent me abroad to learn perfumery skills 3 years ago. Your dad is such a sneaky, scheming guy. How could he possibly let you inherit the estate? He said no matter who inherits the estate, we have to remember the father-son bond and split it with everyone. I hummed in agreement glumly. I originally thought that too, but I never expected that 3 years later, when I finished my studies and came back, everything at home had changed completely. Then the formula for QV13. Have you developed it in these 3 years? No. The production process of this perfume is super complicated. Even though I've been able to identify all kinds of scents since I was little, I'm no match for this perfume at all. I can only pick out 1 or 2 scents from it. Also, the production process is very time-sensitive. Even the tiniest deviation will make the scent totally different. What are we gonna do now? The first requirement is already this hard to meet. You've researched it for 3 years and still got no clue. If you ask me, is there even a hope in this lifetime? You just said there are 2 requirements to inherit the estate. What's the second one? The inheritor must build a happy and complete family. What? That's way too high of a requirement? Your grandpa might as well say you can't inherit at all. Mu Yang thought my grandpa was just making things difficult for me. But your grandpa doted on you so much back then. How could he set such a high bar for inheritance? What is he trying to do? Actually, this isn't that strange. He wanted me to be successful in my studies and have a happy marriage. I think he's using the inheritance to motivate me, hoping I'll make something of myself in the future. Mu Yang nodded. What you said makes pretty good sense. I started to worry. My dad has already met the second inheritance requirement now. He has a family. Now he only lacks the first requirement. As long as he develops QV13 before I do, Qingyan Group and the billions in assets are my grandpa's life's work. If it falls into the hands of that aunt and Yibai in the future, my grandpa will definitely not rest in peace. So what are you planning to do? I said in a deep voice. My dad has been running the group for these 3 years. No one knows that I hold the same position as my dad. We're both acting presidents of the group. What I'm worried about is everyone in the company already sees him as the real group president. To stop me from coming back to fight for the inheritance, that aunt may have already placed her trusted people in the group's internal ranks by now. Chances are I'll get kicked out before I even sit in the acting president's chair. Where's the will? Show it to those people. Will that work? The will is kept at home. I didn't take it with me when I went abroad 3 years ago. Should I go back to get it now? Of course you have to go back and get it. Like you said, Xingyan Group is your grandpa's life's work. You have to take it back no matter what. If it falls into outsiders' hands, your grandpa will definitely turn in his grave. Makes sense. This belongs to me in the first place. How can I just hand it over to others easily? If it was back then, I would have given all the inheritance to my dad without reservation. Everything has changed now. Dad is no longer the loving, good dad he used to be. Or maybe he was never a good person at all. I just never noticed it all this time. It's rare for me to come home. I will never let anyone see my weakness. Mr. Yan, are you leaving? The young lady said. Before you fully recover. You can't go anywhere. I'm just going out for some fresh air. Besides, does she get to control my freedom? If you leave, I can't give a proper explanation to the young lady. How about this? I'll call the young lady to report first, so that she won't blame us. For neglecting our duties, our lives will be hard afterwards. You make your young lady sound like a ferocious monster. Is she really that scary? Mm-hmm. The maid nodded hesitantly. She's even scarier than a ferocious monster. Mr. Yan only sees her gentle and patient side when she really loses her temper. The whole Dongcheng will shake 3 times, since she's that scary. Then I'll talk to her myself, don't worry. You won't be held responsible. As I walked on the road, I was just about to call Fu Qingwan. My phone suddenly rang. An unfamiliar number popped up on the screen. Normally, I would definitely not answer it. But I had a vague feeling this time. The caller might be Fu Qingwan. Hello, who's this? Do you remember this young lady? Shen Zhenzhen, why is it you? Looks like you still remember me. I must have left a really deep impression on you. Why didn't you tell me you returned to the country? Don't you need me to pick you up at the airport? I only need you to do one thing. Stay away from me. The farther the better. It must be Brother Hao who told her. The news that I returned to the country. Otherwise, she wouldn't have come after me so fast. Right after I hung up the phone, a sports car stopped abruptly in front of me. Long time no see, Brother Chen. Chen, why do you look so worn out? Did something unpleasant happen? None of your business. I took another road. I didn't bother to talk to her. How did she know I was here? Did that call have a location tracking function? Ever since our school days, this woman has been stuck to me like chewing gum. No matter what I did, I couldn't drive her away. I finally went abroad and enjoyed 3 years of quiet time. I didn't expect to be pestered by her again right after returning. This flirty, scummy girl chases me on one side, but never turns down advances from other guys. She's really quite the player. A woman like her? How could I ever be interested in her? Where are you going? Brother Chen, shall we go together? I wish this man was mine. Brother, where are you going? Let me give you a ride. I glanced at her up and down. She's still full of silly, flirty ideas. And she still says whatever comes to her mind. Even her taste is still that weird. Miss Shy, you still can't get any other man after all these years. Or has your charm dropped? No men are throwing themselves at you anymore. So you got lonely and came to look for me. Haha, this young lady is never lonely. Besides, I'm already tired of playing with other men. Only you are always on my mind. Chen, all these years, don't tell me you still have Lu Nianyan in your heart. I heard she cheated on you. And the guy she cheated with is your little brother. None of your business. Of course it's my business. Your business is my business. Get in the car, I'll take you to get back at the cheaters. Move aside. Don't block my way. This is the first time I've ever heard someone say I'm blocking their way. Yanchen, do you know that me appearing on this road is the honor of this road? Shi Jingjin, can you have some self-respect? That's a good question. I lost my dignity a long time ago when I started chasing you. Brother Chen, you're always so special. You say all the things no one else dares to say. That's exactly what I like about you. I hailed a taxi and got in. Driver, take me to Qingyan Villa. Thank you. You've got a nice sports car to ride, but you don't use it. Why are you taking a taxi instead? Shi Zhenzhen really couldn't figure it out. Why I dislike her so much. There are way too many men trying to hit on her. I'm the only one who acts totally different. But the colder I treat her, the more interested she gets. Akin, your taste is getting worse and worse. Driving this shabby junk car, aren't you? Risking your own life for fun. If something happens to you, who am I supposed to marry? Who said I'm gonna marry you anyway? Besides, have you stayed abroad for too long? That you can't even read road signs? You know you're driving the wrong way and you still have the nerve to say I'm risking my life. Do you even care about your own safety at all? Ekin, you're worried about me, aren't you? Unless you accept my feelings, I'll follow you to the end of the world. If I get hurt, you have to take care of me for life. She's nuts. I don't want to bother with her. Sir, please overtake her car. Sir, the speed limit on this road is 40. I'm already driving at 39. The taxi driver glanced at Xu Zhenjin while driving and shuddered slightly. Besides, who dares to overtake Miss Xi's car? That's basically asking for trouble. Ha ha ha, nice to know you're smart. I can't stand her showing off like this, relying on her family's influence. She acts lawless and treats traffic rules like nothing. She can drive however she wants, right? Does she really think the road is her family's property? A few young people on the bus saw Xu Zhenjin driving a bright-colored sports car. Ah! That lady driving is so pretty. Is that really Miss Xu? She looks way better than she does in magazines. Maybe she heard the passers-by's compliments. Xu Zhenjin kissed her own index finger and blew a kiss towards them. The young people on the bus started screaming. Lots of people in other cars also got out, leaving their cars unattended. They all gathered around her one by one. Soon the road was stuck in traffic. The roadside congestion was getting worse and worse. Honking horns came one after another. Screams from the passers-by, mixed with Xu Zhenjin's pretentious, graceful air kisses. I was stuck in the middle of the crowd, unable to move forward or backward. I watched this farce getting more and more out of hand. The fury in my heart was almost bursting out. Xuan, we're going back to Qingyun Group. We came to make someone pay the price, not to stay here dealing with Xu Zhenjin. I looked grim as I pushed through the approaching crowd. Xu Zhenjin, get out of the way right now. Don't delay my business. But Xu Zhenjin didn't hold back at all. This is Yanshin, the man I've loved for many years. Please take good care of him in the future. As soon as she said this, the onlookers took out their phones and snapped photos of us like crazy. I shook off her hand forcefully. My tone was extremely gloomy. I have nothing to do with you. Keep pestering me and I won't be nice to you. She stumbled a step from being shaken off by me. Brother Akin, I just wanted to help you. Lun Yanyan and Yan Yibai treated you so badly. Only I am truly good to you. I don't need your kindness. I have to go to Qingyan Villa to get the will back. I can't let Yan Yuandong occupy what's not his. A beam of dazzling headlight cut through the chaotic crowd and slowly stopped in front of me. The noisy surrounding crowd actually quieted down a bit subconsciously. The car window rolled down slowly. Get in. He only said 2 words. His tone was calm but unnegotiable. I didn't hesitate at all. Pulled the door open and got in. The moment the car door closed, all the noise outside was completely blocked off. The car interior was clean and quiet. The faint, cold scent soothed the anxiety in my heart. When Xu Zhenjin saw this, she immediately rushed to the car window. Who are you? How dare you take Brother Akin away? I'm telling you, I'm the eldest daughter of the Xu family. Don't even think about snatching him from me. Drive, leaving Xu Zhenjin's shouts and the crowd's noise far behind us. I leaned against the seat. My tensed body finally relaxed. I raised my hand and rubbed my throbbing temple. It's very urgent. I need to go back to Qingyan Villa. Grandpa's will is still there. Only after I get the will can I rightfully take back Qingyan Group and expose the true faces of Yan Yongdong and his gang. I'll go with you. The security arrangement of Qingyan Villa. Yan Yongdong's recent schedule. The staff layout inside the house. I've already asked Zhao Xiao to check all of them clearly. You saved my life once. I, Fu Qingwan, never owe anyone favors. Besides, I'll never leave you hanging when you need help. If you want to fight back, I'll have your back the whole time. If you want to take back everything that belongs to you, Qingguang Group will be your strongest backup. She saved me from the car crash involving Yu Baoyu the other day. She took me in to heal my wounds in downtown Xi'an. She quietly looked into all the enemy's moves for me and never asked for anything in return. But the people I considered my closest family announced my death the very day I returned to the country and took over all my family property. A warm feeling spread from the bottom of my heart. I stared at the woman standing in front of me, who's at the top of Dongcheng's elite circle, and said seriously, Fu Qinghuan, thank you. Once I sort out all these troubles, I will definitely pay you back. I don't want your payback. I just want you to win. The car soon arrived at Qingyan Villa. This is the home I grew up in since childhood, but now it feels like a cold, icy cage. The security guard at the gate saw me His face changed. Mr. Yan, the old master, gave orders. You can't go in. I'm going back to my own home. Why would I need anyone's permission? My tone was ice cold. I walked straight ahead. The security guard didn't dare stop me by force. He could only fumble for his phone to report the situation. Just as I stepped into the living room, I heard the laughter of Yan Yuandong, Zhang Yuying, Yan Yibai, and Lu Niannian. The four of them sat around the sofa discussing the group's future and wedding details. Hearing the sound of footsteps, they all turned their heads at the same time. When they saw me, the smiles on their faces froze instantly. Yanchen, what are you doing here? Are all the security guards outside dead? Who let you barge in? Security, throw him out. Yan Yibai held Lu Niannian, whose face was deathly pale, in his arms. A flash of panic crossed his eyes. Bro, it's so good you're back. These past few days when you were gone, we were all so worried about you. Worried about me. You were worried I was still alive and would mess up your plan to take over my family property and ruin your fancy wedding and stop you from seizing Qingyan Group for yourselves, right? Chen, I'm sorry, but we really love each other. We didn't tell you because we didn't want you to worry while you were abroad. Can you forgive me, please? Forgive you? You betrayed our 8-year relationship, cheated on me with my brother, and got pregnant. Watch them announce my death. Do you even deserve to be forgiven? Cut the crap. Qingyan Group belongs to Yibai and me now. It has nothing to do with you. Your grandpa's will is long invalid. Invalid. Xiao Xiao immediately took out a document and handed it over. Yan Zhendong, you tampered with the will without permission, embezzled billions of group assets, colluded with outsiders to suppress veteran employees. All these pieces of evidence have been fully collected by Chengguang Group. Besides, I have successfully developed the QA13 perfume formula that Grandpa left behind. Plus, I'm single and eligible to start a family. I fully meet all the inheritance requirements. I slammed the original will and the perfume development proof on the table. Yan Wandong's face turned deathly pale. He collapsed onto the sofa. Zhang Yuying was shaking all over, all her usual arrogance completely gone. Yan Yibai's eyes darted around, too scared to look me in the eye. Lu Niannian completely broke down, collapsed on the floor, and burst into tears. Just then, the sound of police sirens came from outside the door. Fu Qinghuan spoke calmly. You are suspected of embezzlement, commercial fraud, and document forgery. The police have already arrived. The police walked into the living room, showed the arrest warrant on the spot, and took Yan Yuandong, Zhang Yuying, and Yan Yibai away one by one. Lu Niannian was also involved in the conspiracy, so she was taken away for assisting in the investigation. What awaits her is legal punishment and public condemnation. Bad people will get what they deserve sooner or later. They tried every trick in the book to take everything away from me, but ended up in jail in the end. I stood in the empty living room and let out a long sigh of relief. The dark cloud that had hung over me for 3 years finally completely lifted. Fu Qinghuan walked up to me and gently held my hand. I looked at her gentle facial features and instantly felt at peace. The setting sun shone on her through the French windows. She was so beautiful I couldn't take my eyes off her. From our accidental meeting after the plane crash, to you saving my life in the heavy rain, to now standing by me as I take back everything, this woman has long lived in my heart. Fu Qinghuan, you protected me in the past. From now on, it's my turn to protect you. I will hold on to Qingyan Group and fulfill Grandpa's last wish. But the most important thing in my life is to stay by your side. A soft, gentle smile appeared in her eyes. She stood on her tiptoes and pressed a gentle kiss to my lips. This kiss was not rushed at all. There was no misunderstanding behind it, only full of joy and firm certainty. Later, I officially took over Qingyan Group, restructured all the business, and called back all former employees. It became a much-told story in Dongcheng's business circle. Fu Qinghuan and I held a grand wedding that took the entire capital by storm. Our married life was warm and perfect. I was no longer the down-and-out guy betrayed by his family and the loved one back then. Fu Qinghuan is still the same, influential heiress from the elite social circle. But she is only gentle to me alone. When Xu Zhenjin saw I already had someone I loved and was living a happy and fulfilling life, she finally gave up completely and stopped pestering me ever since. As for those people who did all kinds of evil, Yan Yuandong, Zhang Yuying, and Yan Yibai spent the rest of their lives in prison, paying the price for their greed and betrayal. Lu Niannian's reputation was completely ruined. No one was willing to help her out. She struggled to get by at the bottom of society, and never had her former glory ever again. Sunlight fell on the silhouettes of Fu Qinghuan and I leaning on each other. I finally realized the plane crash was a disaster, but even more of a blessing. It let me stay away from all the fake people and meet someone who is truly worth cherishing. Good people will get their rewards eventually. Bad people will get what they deserve for sure. Fu Qinghuan and I staying together hand in hand is the most perfect ending of my whole life.